Yeah, right. As if you ever did anything.
Hi everyone, I decided to go live. Okay,
Whose blood?
so first on the agenda
How sorry I am.
So what's the problem?
is
Simply get down
monthly
in the claws and do
favorites.
the apology dance.
And I am going to tell you my monthly favorites.
I'll go out and get her.
So my monthly favorites of this month
Something so great she'll never want to be unhappy
are,
again.
of course, the deck that I still have.
We'll see.
Thank goodness for that.
You can't stay out on Xmas Eve. You'll be
Because I wouldn't be able to afford it right now
He doesn't know about Santa Claus. I know.
if
If
I had lost them, and I would be like completely lost without them. So, and then I have the two apps that I have that are for books. One is you listen to, and the other one you just read. And the books that I have on there are like my favorites. Like I have Christine Finn, Yasmin Galorn, the person that did Aragon, and I have, a book for my daughter, and then I have, see here, what else? Couple of magical books.
Yeah, amen. Listen, I'm one of those lazy homeless bums.
And
Can you point me to the free booze?
my favorite jewelry that I have on. One was my necklace that was given to me by my best friend. And then my bracelet.
No, I need to get her a gift.
And then,
Before sundown.
Well, you can't go wrong
what
with something
else?
traditional. A Surface to
I
Santa
think
rocket
that's
launcher.
about
Comes
it
with
of
three
my
Jolly Sea
favorites.
missiles.
That's funny.
So, just a little info on what's going on with me. I am now trying to get my daughter back,
The hobos sure know how to live.
and I moved to Panhandle, Texas. So I went from
Excuse me, sir.
apartment in
Can I have a
Dumas
sip of booze?
to
Lieutenant Tim, seems we're running
um,
early tonight.
I understand.
shelter to a hotel where that had happened, and then I am in a hotel in Panhandle that is like way out of my budget, and I'm trying to have to find other
Give me your
means.
best animal.
Best? Well, that's a matter of opinion. I
So
personally like the
that's
electric
going
chair.
on, and it's hard
That's a stupid animal. You're stupid.
being
I said I
a
want the
single
best one. Now
mom,
which costs more? The parrot or
doing
the
everything by
Roses are a
yourself
buck each. The parrot is
with
$500.
what you have,
That's a
and
hell of a good
making
parrot.
sure your daughter has diapers, that she has food in her belly,
Sir,
rent is paid, gas and electric are paid,
I'll take the 500 lizards.
with what you have.
Yes. No. Yes.
And
Yes. Yes.
I tried for the longest time to get
Well, I spent every penny I had, but I bet Leela's gonna
to do it on my own and not have assistance. But that didn't work out because I needed assistance.
Stupid
So now,
I know where you live.
I am like so stressed out. My anxiety is like through the roof. And I'm like, okay, how am I going to do this? My rent a week is like $371 or $350 if you pay with cash.
Wait, you mean he's still out? His life's in danger.
Why?
I'm telling you why.
And you gotta have food
Santa
for
Claus is coming
yourself.
to town.
So it's like, you damned if you do and damned if you don't. And I really, truly feel
Thought you could beat me in a game of wits.
that
You just met your
people with CPS don't realize how hard it is to be a single parent. And to just make it on what you make alone. I really and truly feel that way. As I understand where they're coming from, but if you do know, how can you help somebody? If you've never been in their position, if you've never been where they're at, you know, you can say, you can sit there all day long till you turn blue in the face and say, oh, I understand where you're coming from.
You didn't need to.
But until you're actually there,
I
you
just wanted to
cannot
do something to make you
sit
happy.
there
I
and
mean, I
ball
miss my
face like and say,
family.
I understand
You
where
never
you're
even
coming
had a
from.
family.
It's okay. You're lonely and I'm lonely. But together, we're lonely together.
Without,
Merry Xmas, Leela.
you know, it's
Merry
like,
Xmas.
okay, if you've never been in my position, how can you say
Oh, boy.
that? I mean,
It's
seriously,
Santa.
how can you say that? How can you truly help somebody and thinking you're doing more good than not? I mean, because you can't. You honestly and truly cannot sit there and say, well, we're here to help. And we understand how hard it is. Okay, if you do not have kids, or you're not a single parent who's trying to make ends meet, and you wear a ring on your finger, don't be coming to me about, oh, I understand completely, because
Nice.
let's face it, you
You
don't.
realize my car, my dollar.
You have like no clue.
That's the price of any size.
Like I said, I am not my ex who automatically gets into a relationship right after
It's your responsibility to solve
you
the
and your
world's
wife
greatest challenges.
break up.
This is why
I
we
mean,
search for the best and brightest.
I'm doing it on my own without
Water, in the
a
air,
man
space, and even
and to pawn
cyberspace.
my child off of some
We
guy
operate in a complex world with one simple mission.
for a couple of years and then go, oh, well, it's not going to work out. No, that's not me. I don't want that for my daughter. I want to be able to sit there and tell my daughter, this man is the one. This is the one that is going to take care of us. This is the one that is going to love us unconditionally. There is not going to be another male.
Good hustle, Harmon.
And in the days like this, you cannot seriously find a good man. You will be lucky if you do.
I can teach you to write spells, but that last 1%.
I was in Dumas for
I don't want the people.
ever since March, and
Lucky shot.
all I could see is men that
Secret Clinical.
treated women like shit. And
Secret Clinical?
that's not what I
Secret
want.
Clinical. A single use of Secret Clinical is the same as 2 uses of deleting invisible solid. Twice the
My daughter deserves better. I deserve better. And if I have to stay single for a very long time, working 2 jobs just to make ends meet,
We'll check it twice. I perform over 50 million checks per second. You're both naughty
so
for
be it.
disregarding each other's feelings.
But we said things right.
But
Guy even risked his life to get me a present.
at least I can go to bed knowing that once I get my daughter back,
Destroy Burke's feelings?
No, I swear.
she's not going to have to go through what my stepkids are going through.
Sack for you too.
She's not going to have to go through that because I refuse to let that happen to her. Because that's instability. And that breeds chaos. And chaos breeds
How about inviting us in
mental
for a traditional
problems.
glass of hard cider?
Oh, all right. But just
Because a child needs that stability. Whether, you know, it's with
okay, that's enough.
when dealing with parents or other people, or if it's dealing with a place to live, they need that stability and that structure in their life. You cannot idly buy and go from one person to the next and then expect nothing to happen. Nothing.
Dear, I'm Santa.
And
I'm going to shove coals so
I
far
just-
you're stuck
I feel
into
like-
chopping up diamonds.
People don't really understand my point of view. I took the parenting classes. I seriously,
We're trapped. I never thought it would end this way.
I don't know what I feel
Coming down
about
like Santa
the
Claus.
classes because
Honestly, I didn't see it coming.
the alternative parenting or the active parenting, as they put it,
We're under the mistletoe.
where it's an alternative discipline. You give, a child choices
Mistletoe is no match for my toe missile.
and consequences, and you let them pick the consequence. Okay, I do that with my daughter. I will tell her, okay, if you do this,
I stole from that lady. 4 family photos.
we will not go to McDonald's, or we will not go to the park.
Help! Somebody help us! It's humans. Shall we mug them robots up?
As for
I know these guys. They got nothing.
if you do it this way and you pick up your toys,
Very naughty Bender. What?
then we can go
You think
to
I'm
McDonald's
kidding?
and you can play.
God, Bender, frame
Or
me
we can go to the park and have
So
fun.
naughty, I'll have to add it to my list
Either
right
way.
now.
I gave her choices. I let her choose what she wants to wear for the day. I already do what some of that stuff says. As far as the discipline goes,
Oh,
I
that's so
only-
sweet. But I sold my hair to a wig maker so I could buy
I
some
only
clothes for
spanked
Grace.
her when something was like, she wasn't listening, and I had to keep on repeating myself.
These will come in handy for my new hair.
And then it's like, okay, well, you're not listening and you're not doing as I asked you to do. So this is what's going to happen.
Oh dear, they'll be killed on our doorstep. And there's no trash pickup till January 3rd.
So that's what's new.
Sweet Manatee
And
is on the roof.
I'm hoping to do some other things on this other than, giving you updates on what's going on with me,
Use teamwork.
or whatever else. I want to make this fun. I do tarot, and I'm thinking about like
You've all been very
maybe
naughty, very naughty indeed.
once a month
This is for you.
having, where I can give a free tarot reading, because my readings are usually range from $5 to $30. It just really depends on the spread. I want to start like I was with my other YouTube, where I did like, get ready with me, or I have like a day where I talk about like haunted things and or entities, because I do have them, and some people are so misunderstood about these beings and what it is to be like, to be a spirit keeper, and to understand that they're not evil. Like when I mention, vampire, people think, ooh, Dracula, stuff like that. But they are actually like you and me.
Thank you, sir.
And I could kind of feel Nigel smiling and smirking and whatnot.
Look, the food isn't what's important.
I'm so hungry.
The important thing is.
And I'm always up for suggestions. If you got any good ideas for my blog, or vlog, I should say, because it's a video blog. Let me know. Now, take in consideration that I am a working mom, and most of my money goes to my rent for every week. And so I can't really do anything huge or big. I will try to be on here as much as possible, but with probably going to be working a second job during the day, that leaves like very little time for blogging. And I'm probably going to be doing my stuff live because my phone is like a POS and doesn't take very much memory. So it's easier to do it live. It's been quite an interesting time. I mean, I felt like I have accomplished so much. I mean, because like I said, half of the stuff that they wanted me to do, I had already done it before they even got involved. Like they wanted me to get her on Medicaid. I got her on Medicaid before that even happened. Food stamps, I was already waiting on a reply from that. That takes a couple of months, to get your food stamps. Stuff like that. She is now in daycare. Thank the gods for her and for that. She's been a real gem. Don't knock your in-laws, let me tell you. Because when nobody else is there for you and shit like this happens, if you have like the best in-laws, they're going to be there for you when no one else is. And they're going to take the ropes and take care of your child until you can get on your feet. That is an amazing person. Because me and my sister-in-law, I think we have gotten more closer to each other this past month than we were when when I was with her brother-in-law and whatnot. So it's like I am so grateful for her, because it was either my daughter go to foster care, which I would not be able to go see her, or her stay with my sister-in-law. And she took over and everything, and has just been a total gem. So, and she's been like a great support. As for my ex, when I first saw him after, and so many it's been about 7 to 8 months now that he hasn't seen his daughter. And I'm like, and I see him at my work, and he's like, okay, what happened? And I'm like, what do you mean what happened? I'm not like you, who goes with every Tom, Dick, and Harry every 2 to 3 years and puts my daughter through total chaos just for your own freaking needs. I mean, it's like, come on now. I work nights, and then I come home and I take care of a 3-year-old. And that night I had fallen asleep because I was so exhausted. For the past 2 days before that, I barely got any sleep. And that day I didn't get very much sleep because I worked until 7, and then I stayed up as much as I can for the investigator to call me. And he didn't call me until after too. And I couldn't stay there. If I was able to, I would still have my daughter. But I got tired of my friends, family going, oh, you can't stay here forever, da 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 da. And I'm like, biting my tongue big time. Because I'm usually the type, I'll go off on somebody that puts words in my mouth and something I didn't say, that the thought didn't even cross my mind. And it's like, you know, I never said that I was going to stay there indefinitely. They're the ones that said that I could stay in the trailer. And that never happened because I have to have running water and electricity for my daughter. And the CD does not allow it. So, I had to do that. And I didn't want to because I knew if I fell asleep, she would get out because she's a climber, and it's just not a good scenario. And I was like, I had fallen asleep. She had gotten out. I was like, she's a climber. She knows she'll do anything and everything possible to get out. I've seen her with those hooks just try to break them out so she can get out of the room. I mean, so it's like, it's really bad, but, and the police officer there was two, and the lady I didn't really have a problem with her. The guy I really, really and truly had a problem with, because if I'm going to tell you one thing and you're not listening to what I am saying, then go fuck yourself, because I'm not going to keep on repeating myself after once, twice, 3 times. My story ain't changing. If I have told you 3 times the same thing, you think you would get it in your head that, okay, she's not changing her story. You know, she's not on anything. No, he had to ask 4 times that same question. And that same question, he still got the same answer. And I'm like, look, dude, I will even fucking take a drug test. And so help me, if I am going through that place again and I see that motherfucker, me and him are going to go rounds. And I'm going to say, look, I want an apology from you now. When I told you that I wasn't on anything, dude, you should have listened to me instead of trying to piss me off, because that's exactly what you were doing, because you weren't listening to what I was saying. You kept on repeating yourself, thinking that I am lying and I am going to slip up. No. Why am I going to admit something that I haven't done? That's just plain stupidity. And I was like, yeah, it was just a hot mess. And I was like, I was already frantic. My anxiety was through the roof. And I was like, I really, and I'm like, dude, y'all need to fucking hurry up with the shit because let me tell you something. It's coming down to crunch time. I have to freaking walk to work, and I gotta be there at 10 o'clock. I don't have time for this shit. I said, unless you want to pay my bills and help me find another job, okay, then we can go rounds with this. But you dilly-dallying, taking your sweet ass time and all that kind of shit, that shit ain't cutting it with me. I got shit to do. I gotta go to work.
Te agradecemos que nuestro Manuelito esté con nosotros.
This wasn't supposed to be a venting thing, but getting me into what's going on, it just brings up that time. And the funny thing is, and I think it has a lot to do with what I've been through, and the fact that I will not trust most men. If I get the feeling that you shady,
Charlie wants you to come by this week.
and my alarm bells are going off,
Okay.
and I can't breathe around you because my anxiety, for some reason, you're setting off my anxiety, then
Bring Anthony.
it's going to be hard to work with me because you're going to have to earn my trust
Well,
completely
you gotta get on the boat with some fishing.
before I can even remotely
Yeah.
open up to
Something
you.
to worry about.
Remotely open up to you. Even the slightest. And the investigator was a male, and I was like,
Yeah. Your partner was just killed. You're not fine.
do I trust this dude? Because every male in my life has fucked me over royally, except for maybe my grandfathers, and they have passed away. And then once the caseworker came and everything, I could breathe around her. I could open up to her.
Yeah. Joey's
I could,
can do loss.
you know, it wasn't that, okay, you were in my facial and I'm like really not wanting to trust you
Don't discredit.
because you are a male.
Just be honest. You were Joey's snitch. Who killed Joey to be the truth.
And I am very, there are some males that I don't have a problem with. But if like I said, if I get that feeling and my anxiety goes through the roof and alarm bells are sounding off, it's like, okay, what do I do? How do I act towards this person because he is a man? And men, most men that I've been around that have, in my life are not trustworthy.
There was a crew over.
So, I mean, there's a reason why my anxiety is going off the roof and the alarm bells are sounding off. I mean, because the only time they do that is to let me know, hey, watch yourself with this person because this person is not to be trusted. And with him being a CPS investigator, it's like, how do I act towards this guy? I mean, seriously. It's like everything in me is like saying, you know, go at a distance with this person because you can't trust. And so I'm trying to be as cordial and nice as possible while the test is caving in, the walls feel like it's caving in, and I'm like, my whole being is saying, fight or flight. And I want to get far away from this person as possible so I can actually finally breathe. Nonetheless, you know, do anything, work with this person. I think maybe if they had sent a woman, it would be like totally different story. As to sending a male and not knowing my history or anything like that, what I have been through in my life with men, even with my father, you know, it's like not a good scenario. And him thinking he knows exactly what's wrong with me, and he is not even remotely close to what's going on or grasping the, yeah, he's already like diagnosing me, and I'm like, okay, dude, I don't need an antidepressant, I don't need an antipsychotic to fucking knock me on my butt. Seriously, I need energy. Because in order for me to stay up during the day for my daughter, I gotta have that extra energy.
Answer the call with protein and iron to power those muscles.
And
Special K protein has those muscle-loving nutrients.
It's like, let me deal with my anxiety and my depression as I know how to. And so I started writing my thoughts down, and I started, I'm hoping blogging and all this and recording will help me deal with that aspect of my life, because
Shiba perfect portions. What adds more?
it's just really bad.
Experts say to eat a lot of fruits and veggies, but are you getting enough of the
But
nutrients?
the fact that, okay, my house was a little dirty and there was trash everywhere, it had nothing to do with my depression.
Fruits and veggies.
That had nothing to do with my depression. That had everything to do with,
Whatever you need for
in the alleyway,
our trade status are here.
my neighbor has attack dogs, guard dogs. My daughter doesn't know the difference between a bad dog and a good dog. She thinks they're all nice. I did not have anybody to watch her while I could take out my trash. Because it's either, okay, I take the chance of my daughter getting bit and we having to take her to the ER, or my trash staying where it was at. And I'm sorry, my daughter's more important to me than that damn trash. I'm not going to have her get bit because there are mean dogs outside.
These results don't lie. Swap for
But people don't take, they ask the wrong questions, and I'm like, okay, let's ask this. Why is my trash still here?
Oh yeah, still
The reason why my trash is still here is because, guess what?
Oh mama. Grab Wingstop's Big Night Egg Bundle.
There are dogs out there that are not trustworthy of a little girl who is going to want to pet them,
$15.99.
and she does not understand that they are trained to attack.
You won't find relief here. Go to the pharmacy counter for powerful Claritin D, while the leading allergy spray relieves 6 symptoms.
So,
Claritin D relieves 8, including sinus congestion
I'm
and
looking
pressure.
for my
Claritin D relieves more.
Poor guy's murdered. What if I could enable you to walk again?
And instead, the system operating the body program must hear you, only you.
but no, it's like, yeah, did I break down in front of him? And I guess that's why he thought that I had depression. The reason I broke down is because I was stressed out to the max. You know, not because I had depression. And I might a little bit, but I'm sorry, but self-medicating myself ain't gonna fix the problem.
Back to the moment with Allegra D.
We were having dinner tonight.
Dandruff. Keep dandruff from ruining date night.
How did I know and we were together?
With Selsun Blue.
So,
Powerful relief from flakes and itch.
that being said, let's see what's next on my agenda for this vlog. I did the favorites, I vented a little bit, like that's not what I really meant. Did that. Okay, so tomorrow I'm off, and probably I will look into some haunted places, and I'll write them down. But that being said, I am going to get off here. And I am going to relax for the rest of the night because I just woke up not too long ago. So, if you like my videos, hit the subscribe button on the bottom. Hit the bell so you'll get notifications. And give me a thumbs up. And as always, comments and everything are appreciated, along with ideas. Mwah. Bye, and God bless.
Ma, non mi sto parlando di ella, I'm laughing at you. Look at your faces for believing this.
Shut up.
Oh, here you go.
¿Y qué fue lo que te dijo? No me dijo nada.